What's the best Nicolas Cage film? The actor is one of them love them or hate them performers. He was a big star of the 80s and 90s, then his stardom declined a bit and it became a sort of a meme or a joke. Now he's on a bit of a comeback. The man can act. He has a slew of good films in his filmography, but what are the best Nicolas Cage starring movies? Here's what I think they are, from worst to best, ranked.
Oh yeah? Didn't see that, did ya?
Based on the graphic novel, Kass is a superhero movie that tries to go all edgy and subversive. Nick Cage plays the more typical superhero character who raises a young girl to fight crime. It's one of his better performances and quite an emotional one as well. Ultimately, Kass is a lot of fun with great action and plenty of comedy. Mandy is an action revenge flick with plenty of style and gore, but also a lot of emotion and a good performance from Nick Cage. It's one of his smaller, lesser known movies as well. This is a movie that harkens back to the 80s in terms of style, and one that takes full advantage of Nick Cage's reputation at the time too.
Let's go get Nathan Jr.
Raising Arizona, a comedy beyond belief.
An early Coen Brothers movie, Raising Arizona, was one of those movies that really made a name out of Nick Cage and showcased his acting talent. It's not the best movie ever made, there's some confusion about its tone and mood, but it is fun and often funny.
Nicolas Cage in a Norman Jewison film.
A la familia,
Moonstruck.
Another comedy, this time of a more romantic nature. This one earned several Oscar nominations and is often seen to be one of the best of its kind. Nick Cage played the central love interest, and this movie shows he's more than just a funny man or an action lead. He can be a romantic lead as well.
I'm Nick Friggin! Whoa, Cage!
There's no Nick Cage movie that's more of a Nick Cage movie than The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Here, Nick plays a fictitious version of himself, invited to a party of a cartel member. Chaos and shenanigans ensue when they become friends and both fight for a way out. This is a very fun, tongue-in-cheek comedy, one that acknowledges Nick's career status at that point.
From Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer, the producers of Top Gun and Crimson Tide, and Michael Bay, the director of Bad Boys, Sean Connery, Nicolas Cage, Ed Harris. This summer, get ready to rock.
The Rock was one of the first movies that cemented Nick Cage as a legit action hero. Here, he and a team must infiltrate Alcatraz Island to stop a group of terrorists. It's one of Nick's better action outings, it's a lot of fun, and it's Michael Bay at his best as well.
Plan B. Let's just kill each other.
Face Off is one of Nick's sillier action entries. He and John Travolta play themselves and they each play each other. It's a fun, kooky concept and full of classic John Woo style and cheesiness. It might not age entirely well, it might be a bit too much for some, but it's fun and enjoyable, and if you accept it for what it is, it's actually pretty good.
We don't get a lot of things to really care about. Who has my pig?
Pig is one of Nick Cage's more recent movies. He plays a former chef who has secluded himself in the woods with his truffle-hunting pig. When someone steals that pig, he re-emerges into society to track him down in what is a tense, thrilling movie with a fantastic lead performance from Nick Cage. Adaptation is part adaptation of a book and part adaptation of the struggling writer's attempts to adapt that book. It's an odd, fun movie. Nick Cage plays the struggling writer with moments pulled from the book he's now working on and moments set around that. It's not the easiest movie to explain, but Nick got an Oscar nomination and the movie itself is highly regarded too. It's good, give it a go.
I like it here with you.
Let's stay for a while.
Leaving Las Vegas.
This is probably Nick's best performance in a dramatic role. In Leaving Las Vegas, he plays an alcoholic man who decides to travel to Vegas with the intent of drinking himself to death. Along the way, he meets a woman and, suffice to say, his perspective changes a bit. The movie was critically acclaimed and Nick Cage won an Oscar for it. So that's my ranking. What's yours? Let me know in the comments and feedback down below. Follow me everywhere at @the_Grant Burton. And until next time, thanks for watching.